In Egypt, archaeologists have allegedly uncovered a mysterious statue that is over 6,000 years old. And here's the unsettling part. It bears a striking resemblance to a character from The Simpsons. But this isn't just an ordinary statue. Scientists believe it could be a warning of an approaching apocalypse. The figure has an extremely strange appearance. A shape similar to Homer Simpson, a wing, animal-like legs, and a body that oddly resembles a modern car. This raises an unsettling question. How could ancient Egyptians, thousands of years ago, imagine something so close to futuristic technology? And it gets even stranger. At the same site, archaeologists discovered a tomb. When it was opened, they found a mural depicting a woman with yellow skin, a green dress, and blue hair. Sound familiar? Yes, Marge Simpson. In the image, several figures appear to be worshipping her, as if she were a deity. And we all know that the Simpsons are famous for their eerie predictions of the future. Not always exact, not always intentional, but far too frequent to ignore. So what is this? A simple coincidence? A trick of the imagination? Or did the ancient Egyptian...
It seems like the Simpsons, man, they are batting more than 100. I mean, that looks just like Homer. It looks just like a car. I've seen the Marge Simpson one before. That's nothing new. But man, that's crazy, crazy work, man. It really is. I mean, wild.
Never was a part of the Boule Secret Society until he came back from that mess in Colorado. They couldn't control him. See, if they can't control you, they will set you up to be blackmailed. So Dr. Jerry Buss, God rest his soul, sent Kobe to Eagle, Colorado to get his knee worked on as if there's no knee doctors here in Los Angeles County.
Now, from what I heard, Kobe, after they traded Shaq, traded Nick, got rid of everybody, he wanted to leave.
Yes.
And so when he said,
No.
"You after I did all this,
All
you
this
want to
for you?"
leave?"
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, go get your knee fixed first. So that was a cold move right there. I heard about that gangster
See?
move. Yeah.
Oh, you see, and people like Kobe did not have the Holy Spirit. Thereby, they did not have discernment, you see. And so Kobe Bryant sent to Eagle, Colorado. Okay, Dr. Richard Stedman was Kobe's knee doctor. Dr. Richard Stedman was a member of Phi Beta Kappa, which is the educational and the legal arm of the say what Kappa Beta Phi is the Wall Street factory. So Dr. Richard Stedman was Phi Beta Kappa. Told Kobe, listen, you don't need to stay near my office. You can go.
Yeah, there's always a lot of weird stuff, especially with Kobe Bryant. I seen a cartoon clip. I think it was like 3 or 4 years before he passed, and he passed. It was in the same clip. He a helicopter crashed and he had his trophies. They tell you in plain sight, man. In plain sight. This one's a little bit of a reach, but it was interesting still.
Surrounding him, they Greek Madonna. They got to stay attached. North Carolina and Tennessee was all one state. Ramsey was the mascot. King Ramsey in the pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee. The Gamma Ray Blue Jordans. Gamma Ray is radiation in Greek. Ra is sun god for Egyptian, right? Check this out. North Carolina, Memphis, Tennessee. Oh, that was one. Memphis used to be this big, y'all, touching all 8 states, right? So Memphis, Menifra. When it was Menifra in Egypt, it was called North. Cairo. Cairo in Egyptian means place of combat of Seth and Hor. That's Jesus Christ when they met him, on in the mountains. Line of sunlight.
Do you know who the best player in the game is? Me, Mars Blackman. And I'm way above the rim, demonstrating some serious hang time. Very serious. Do you know how I get up to my game? Do you know? That's right. Air Jordan, Air Jordan, Air Jordan.
So look, Mars, he said he Mars Blackman, that's the son of Zeus. And Zeus is really Satan in the Bible, right? So look, Nike, the Greek god, close to Zeus. So they put all this around him, he don't even know. He a kid, he don't even know nothing about that. He said Blackman, meaning Mars is a black man, son of Zeus. So look, check this out. Alexander the Great wanted to blend the cultures with Memphis. Stay attached, spiritual attachment. Who was his coach in the Bulls? Phil Jackson was known as the Zen Master. Yes, Zeus was also called Zen. Jordan don't know this type of stuff is around him. Zeus is depicted as the devil in the Bible, y'all. And all this stuff is around him. Look, Zeus ruled over the heavens and the air parallel to Satan being called the prince of power of air. In Ephesians in the Bible, it was called, Zeus was the throne of Satan. So check this out. What office did they run? The triangle, right? The triangle is the Memphite triad, Ptah, Sekhmet, and Nefertiti, meaning the Father, the Son, the wife, the triangle, right? Brought beauty of life, okay? So look, the triangle combined with the symbols, it represents the soul's journey, linking earthly ambition with the heavenly realization, right? So look at all this stuff that's around Jordan he don't even know. He played in what? Raleigh, North Carolina. You can say Raleigh or Rayleigh. All of it is the same thing. And the Rayleigh scatter is when the sun scatters all them blue lights down the Smoky Mountains, and when the sky turns purple, that's a Rayleigh. These stuff can touch you. So a Ra.
He's definitely got an interesting theory. There's a lot of weird stuff around Jordan, Kobe. I mean, almost any major athlete. Same thing with the Simpsons. I think it's a lot of it's Freemasons. Bull, Black Bull, it's all Bull or Bulle or whatever they call it. Yeah, just another word for Freemason, just like Shriners, just like Illuminati. It's the Freemasons. It's always been the Freemasons. There's a lot of, like I said,
What is
just
the
look.
stone of Jacob doing beneath the Queen's throne chair? Why was the Queen crowned at her coronation ceremony on top of a symbolic Egyptian step pyramid? The monarch's crown has 12 stones at the base, each representing the 12 Hebrew tribes. The 12 stones of the 12 tribes were also worn on the breastplate of Hebrew high priests in Canaan. The Union Jack represents the reunion of the United Kingdom of the 12 tribes of Jacob, or Jacob. The Union Jack is red, white, and blue, the same colors as the three crowns of Egypt. The royal scepter originates in ancient Egypt and was carried by the Egyptian god Amun and by Egyptian pharaohs, who called themselves the Son of God. The royal scepter is now carried by pharaonic descendant Queen Elizabeth II. The Queen's punishing flail or whip is partially hidden under her arm. The flail or whip also originates with the pharaohs of ancient Egypt. The symbol of the bee can be found within the Queen's royal wardrobe. In ancient Egypt, bees were the symbol of Egyptian royalty, as well as the symbol of Egypt. The symbols on the British coat of arms reveal Britain's Hebrew origins. According to the Bible, the harp symbolizes the Hebrew King David. The biblical lion and unicorn holding up the shield symbolize the nation of Israel. The motto, Dieu et mon droit, means God and my right, indicating the divine right of the British monarch to an eternal throne. The headdress worn by judges and the Queen's high-ranking officials originate in ancient Egypt. Kilts, like the one worn by Prince Charles, originate with the Egyptian pharaohs who wore white kilts. The hymn, Zadok the Priest, written by Handel, was performed at the Queen's coronation in 1952. Zadok the Priest was a biblical priest who anointed the Hebrew King Solomon while the people cried, "God save King Solomon, long live King Solomon, may the king live forever."
God save Queen Elizabeth. Long live Queen Elizabeth. May the Queen live forever.
Incest was practiced by ancient Egyptian royalty. Mothers married sons and brothers married sisters to keep the power and the money all in the family. Like their pharaonic ancestors, the British monarchy have a long history of incestuous inbreeding. The structure of government in ancient Egypt was a step pyramid model, with the Grand Vizier and priesthood one step below the pharaoh. Today's monarchy reigns using a much more sophisticated pyramid model of authority.
I guess that's where we get pyramid schemes from.
They are using are called LRAD. Those are long-range acoustic device weapons. There was a video of the remains of the soldiers coming off a plane, the 32 Cuban bodyguards that were killed during the U.S. raid. And you'll see them marching down the plane. They're in a little box that could fit a dozen apples. There's a reason we don't have free healthcare. And these LRAD weapons have been out since 1991. There was a video of a person testifying before Congress.
Have any of you three panelists ever seen one of these weapons?
I have seen a 1991 version of the weapon, and it looks like a satellite dish with a unit this size attached to it. Of course, over the years, miniaturization has been possible. Obviously, there's a limitation to how miniaturized it can be because of the antenna size, which can always be.
You know, I've heard of this called before. It's the voice of God technology, and it's been around for a little while now.
Well, voice of LRAD system, which is used to cast strong signals and crowd dispersion, can also be used to send messages long distances. I'll play a video of the CEO, Woody Norris, describing the Voice of God weapon and what it can do when it first came out.
So again, this idea of being able to put sound anywhere you want to is really starting to catch on. It also works for transmitting and communicating data. It also works 5 times better underwater. We've got the military had just deployed some of these into Iraq where you can put fake troop movements a quarter of a mile away on a hillside. Or you can whisper in the ear of a supposed terrorist some biblical verse. I'm serious. And they have these infrared devices that can look at their countenance and see a fraction of a degree Kelvin in temperature shift from 100 yards away when they play this thing. And so another way of hopefully determining who's friendly and who isn't. We make a version of this which puts out 155 decibels. Pain is 120. So it allows you to go nearly a mile away and communicate with people, and there can be a public beach just off to the side and they don't even know it's turned on. We sell those to the military presently for about $70,000, and they're buying them as fast as we can make them.
Yeah, see, the voice of God. It's been around. We probably had it longer than we ever would have thought, man. This was creepy to me. I seen this earlier. I think that one might be kind of real. Or he's just a good actor. Could be.
Yo, what even is going on? I took back to all this crazy, satanic even stuff. We'll get back to the satanic commercial that they put on the news in 1 minute, because what they're actually doing will scare the crap out of you. That is, if you're not protected. So Macron here has a eye, but it gets a lot crazier than just the picture you saw at the beginning, because one, geopolitically wise, but also after people were aware of his eye looking like that, he started wearing sunglasses to hide it later on. So why is he, if he just got hurt, you know, like there was an incident, then why would he be covering it up with sunglasses? This is not 2010, where you could walk up with very obvious sinister things happening and no one would know about it. Unrelated. I wonder what got in his eye. And geopolitically, it's crazy because there's a Norvis Ordo Seclorum going on. We just heard about Putin saying that he might nuke Europe, and then this right here happens. People like to point out particular eyes, but I'm telling you, it makes no difference. Obviously, he's got hurt. Then this commercial, this news station, showed a satanic broadcast in the middle of this. Now, I'm gonna tell you just how crazy that is and why. This does not happen by accident. They, the news, had the feed for this. You can't just pick up someone's feed. This isn't a radio. Sam reaching, but it's an obvious fact that this was displayed on.
No, that was on purpose. That was definitely on purpose. They're sending a message. And I don't know what's up with all these world leaders and the Pope with the Resident Evil eye effect, like they're putting whatever they call it in that game in them. That's exactly what it reminds me of, though.
Real in Colombia with government officials there. This is real life. Watch this. This is a real satanic ceremony.
I promise that's not me on the far left. Alright, that's not me. What a weird ceremony, man. The fuck? Man. Boy. These are the weird ones I got here for you. This one was interesting.
We are actually just like fish. The ocean leads to another ocean of different densities and different worlds. Every creature would be different, right? So the fact that we have the ability to go in water and go down to a certain pressure, and we can interact with whatever animals are below that pressure but can't really come up. It's the same thing above us, like I said. So the only beings that we can contact at the top of our ocean, not the water ocean that we go swimming in, this ocean that I'm saying we live in right here, this little less denser body of water that we breathe in water and breathe out water, we just don't know it like the fish.
Space is water.
Law, or the marine law, the law of the marine kingdom. You ever wonder why, whenever it comes to money, the terms always relate to water? Have you ever noticed that? For example, liquid assets, cash flow, currency. What is a current? It's the current of the sea. You bring your money to the banks. What is a bank? It is the two banks that run along a river that directs water a certain direction. Frozen assets. Somebody could be drowning in debt. A person might not be afloat financially. What about a loan shark? Or how about a rebait? That's like when you go fishing and you put the bait on the hook to catch somebody with a deal. Did you know the word floater is the old word in English for boat? When you hear the word sail, notice that it's
a lot of odd coincidences. To say that it's not. Very odd. Very strange. Let's check this one here. Yeah, let's check this guy.
Marco Polo lived in China for 17. The emperor is raising dragons to pull chariots in his parades. Why would he say that? Oh, probably because the emperor was raising dragons to pull chariots in his parades. That's my theory. Yeah, okay. In 1611, they appointed the post of royal dragon feeder. Why do you need a royal dragon feeder? Let me guess, to feed the dragon. Yeah, right, okay. There's a 13th century castle with dragons on it. There's a grave from the 15th century showing, and carved in brass, 2 long-necked dinosaurs. 16th century castle has dragons on it. We've got 7 coins in our museum on loan. They're silver dollars from 1500s to 1600s. Real silver dollars. All of them show somebody slaying a dragon. It was common 400 years ago. Everybody knew about slaying dragons. Of course, you got to slay the dragon. You know, that's just standard procedure. Save the dragon, rescue the princess, or whatever. I don't know. But here's a Russian medallion showing a guy killing a dragon. Bulgarian postage stamp has somebody killing a dragon. The crest of Lithuania shows somebody killing a dragon. A city in France was renamed Nurluk to honor the man who slew the dragon. Indians carved dinosaurs on the walls of the Grand Canyon. Why would they put dinosaurs on the walls of Grand Canyon? Maybe because they hunted dinosaurs around there. In 1925, some guys took a raft trip down one of the canyons out west, and they wrote a report. They saw one of these dinosaurs, and they said the fact that some prehistoric man made a pictograph of a dinosaur on the walls of this canyon upsets completely all of our theories.
The harvest truly is.
It really does. Dinosaurs were real, and man existed during dinosaurs, and the world is not millions upon millions of years old. I don't know why people can't get this over their head, but here we are. This is crazy, man.
De sus calles, mira un pasacalle.
I hope we all could be honored in such a way. I would take that as a good tribute. I'd be alright with that.
People think The Shining is just a horror movie. But confession. The theory is that Stanley Kubrick helped fake the moon landing and he hid clues inside the film. The movie is about a novel by Stephen King, but Kubrick changed a lot of it because Stephen King sucks. First, the movie starts with the job interview. An American flag is by the man recruiting Jack. He even looks like a politician or a authority figure. The idea is this isn't a hotel job. It's the system. It's the system recruiting you. Then you got Danny's sweater. It literally says Apollo 11. Then there's room 237. There's 237,000 miles between the Earth and the moon. And Kubrick changed the room number from the book, so he chose to put in 237. Even the carpet mirrors the launch pad. It's got the launch pad geometry. And the hotel itself doesn't make any sense. There's impossible hallways, windows where walls shouldn't be. Basically, it's Kubrick telling you that this is a set. And Jack slowly loses his mind. He's isolated, pressured to finish the job, repeating meaningless work over and over. Then you got the maze, like a false structure you can't escape once you're inside. And the ending, Jack is frozen. He's cold, like space. And the final shot is a photograph from 1921, meaning that he was always a part of it. Is it real or not? I don't know. But Kubrick made 2001: A Space Odyssey before the moon landing. And if you look at that movie, it still looks damn good today. So he shot that.
He left out the part where he's doing the Baphomet sign too. In that last picture, he's as above, so below sign, the old Baphomet sign. They're always trying to hide movies and TV shows constantly. Let's do this one here. Yeah, we'll call it a day, I think.
And there is one attached to the Ouija board. And this is why I will never play with one. The demon attached to the Ouija board is called Zozo. He's known for creating the infinity symbol, and it's believed when you engage with Zozo, every future use of the board, you will always contact Zozo. And there is one specific...
Zozo reminded me of a childhood show I grew up with. And we'll end the show with this. Hope you like, follow, subscribe. Check out what I have more next time in the future. I'll leave you with this.
For bucket number one. Hey!
We made bucket number one and not she's one. The Trouble with Timothy. That's a Care Bear book from Parker Brothers. And also a family-sized pizza and a six-pack of Pepsi from the original Godfather's Pizza on Bryn Mawr Avenue near Sheridan Road in Chicago. And 2 reserved seat tickets to watch the Cubs play baseball at Cubs Park.
All right, that's great. Sam, you're doing great so far. Got some wonderful prizes, but we can win some more. You want to try it? Reach in, get another ball. Here we go. Number 2. Hey!
That's bucket number 2, and inside is a bike lock from the Family Bike Shop, the Oak Park Cyclery on Chicago Avenue, just east of Parliament Oak Park. And also a certificate for a haircut and styling from your favorite and nearby hair performance studio.
Your hair could look just like mine. You'll be great. Okay, Pan, you're doing so well. Reach in. We're going to win some more. If you can hit number 3.
Yeah, that was scary as fuck and all. And we shall have a good night. Till next time, stay dangerous. Oh, shit.